All right, friends. As you can see, all my ingredients. I have my green, orange, and red peppers right over here. Then I have my onions, and here, back in the back there, is my celery. Now, and also, here's a few more of my ingredients. Some people, back in the day, my mom used to always use mayo. I myself personally prefer salad dressing. I love to use the salad dressing. It's the Miracle Whip. The Miracle Whip salad dressing. That's what I love to use in my chicken salad. But it's up to you. Some people like mayo. Some people like regular Miracle Whip salad dressing. Now, as you can see, I got relish, sweet relish. Some people may use dill. May not want their chicken salad sweet or whatever. But anyway, I want to just explain to you the different alternatives that you can use. You can use onions. You don't have to use onions. You can use the dried onions. Also, we have this little gadget here. I forget where I bought that. I think I bought that from Walmart. And it's Black& Decker. It's Black& Decker. And I'm going to tell you something. This thing, if you don't have a big, large family, cooking for a big, large family, this is perfect for cutting up. And that's what I'm going to be doing with these, with my vegetables here. Right now, I just want to show you my ingredients. Another ingredient, secret ingredient, is my Thousand Island dressing. I'll put that on there after I get everything else in there. That's to give it a little kick. Now, some people use mustard, and I would put a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon, if you like mustard, tablespoon of mustard in my chicken salad. Some people do the salt and pepper. Salt and pepper's not bad. I never use it. I use like celery salt or celery seasoning. I mean seeds. But anyway, just to get the idea, you can make it yours. Just make it yours. A lot of people I've seen they've done. My mom used to do this. She boiled eggs and crush up the eggs and put it in her tuna and also her chicken salad. But this is the recipe here. You can see this is the recipe, typical recipe of the old-fashioned chicken salad. Be right back. Hello, friends. I'm back again, Chef Papa G. And let me show you something here. This here, it's a whole chicken. And what we're going to do, we're going to bake this chicken off. And we're going to make some old-fashioned chicken salad. Yes, indeed. Look at this. A whole chicken. And we're going to bake this, and then we're going to tear it apart, and we're going to make ourselves some old-fashioned chicken salad. Yes, indeed. As you can see what I had in my earlier, I showed you my mise en place. That's my vegetables that we're going to be putting in it. Now, here is the whole chicken. We're going to bake this right off. Come right back. All right, my dear friends. Here we are. Here's our chicken right here. It's a whole chicken. And I'm going to cut this up right quick. Show you just how I do it. I take on one side of the leg. I'll cut down. Hopefully you can see this pretty good. And then I'm going to cut the other side down along the leg and short thigh. Hopefully you can see that. And what we're going to do, we're going to bake this chicken off. Now, let me see if you can see that. We're going to bake this chicken off. And what we're going to do, let me see. I usually just take the wings off. Very simple. Put them in my pan. Cut the other wing off. You see how I'm doing? You'll find the joints where you won't have to be going into the bone. And as you can see here, I usually just break that back. Break it just like that. Some kind of way. I'll get it out of there. And we'll just pull that right on out. Just like that. And then we're going to, you can see that? We just split that chicken. And then I break that bone out. bring that bone out, because see, this is where it's hard to get done. These pieces is where it's hard to be done. So what I do, I break that bone out so that that heat can get in there and cook that good. I even cut part of this here. You can see cutting right there in between the joint, short thigh and the leg. And then here we go with the breast. This is the breast. That's the breast. And what we're going to do, we're going to season this up. I usually like to just spray a little bit of the butter spray over it. Yeah, now give it a, protects that skin, makes things moist. But I'll turn it over like this. And you got to remember, teaspoon per pound. And we got about I'd say about a 4-pounder right here. So we're going to take some seasoned salt and we're going to sprinkle that seasoned salt over it. Yes, we are. We're going to season this right on up. As you can see, season salt. Now, teaspoon per pound. You know, I'm an old-fashioned cook. So I'm just going to judge it just by my eyes. But you go ahead with a teaspoon per pound. And you just mix that up in a little container. And then you spread it all over the chicken. And you should get where it won't be too salty. If you want it to be less salt, just half a teaspoon per pound. If you got a 5-pound bird, you're going to need 5 teaspoons or half a teaspoons of your seasoned salt. And then we're going to get some pepper. Going to spread the pepper. You see how I'm rubbing it in? It's no way that seasoning going to get in there if you don't rub it in. You got to rub it in. That's the idea, rubbing it in. See how I'm rubbing it in like this? Hope you can see it good. I'm trying to film this by myself, so just bear with Chef Papa G. And then we'll turn it over. And you already sprayed your butter with this, so since you already sprayed your butter, this seasoning should stick to it pretty good. See how it should stick to it, and then you just rub it a little bit. There you go. Then you get your wings and you put your wings in there, rub the wings, because you might end up eating the wings. You ain't gonna shred that, but you can see now. Let me put this aside. Let me show you my pan. This is my pan. I sprayed the pan down. I sprayed that down with some butter flavored spray, and this is how I'm gonna do it. Put that in there like that. That in there like that. That in there like that. It's gonna need some pepper over there. It's not rocket science. And then we're gonna put that in there like that. Now it's according to you how you want to season this. I use drizzle a little bit on top too. Now, what we're gonna do? I'm gonna get some bottled water, because I'm gonna put some water in here. Probably about a bottle of water should do it. Trying to rush this. I don't want no long videos, real long videos. But you see the bottle of water that I'm using? Put that down the bottom there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in the oven. Let this cook on 350, 375. It's going to take about an hour and a half. And then we're going to come right back. And I'm really going to show you what I do after that. So stick with me. Well, come back. Let's say come back, because I'm not going to sit up here and bore you for an hour and a half. So stick with me. All right, my YouTubers. Here we go. We just took the baked chicken out of the oven. This is how it looks. Just taking a little picture of it to show you how the chicken looks. All baked, good temperature, over 160 degrees. That's pretty much when your poultry is done. And you see the wings, and you see, we're going to debone this. Yes, we're going to debone this, and we're going to chop it up, and it's going to be some old-fashioned chicken salad. All right, my YouTube friends, we're back again. I want to show you right over here. I want to show you, this is the bones. We just deboned the chicken that we baked. And this is right here. We got it, and we're going to put this aside. And then we have here's the chicken. What we're going to do now, we're going to cut these up. Here's the two breasts of the chicken. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to take my little chef knife here, and I'm going to start chopping it up. You can see in small pieces. Now you can use a food processor if you'd like. It's much quicker. Right now I'm going to be chopping this up into nice sizes. This is the beginning of the old-fashioned chicken salad. Some of you may not want to go through all of this, but you can see I'm putting it all in this bowl here. It won't take long for me to chop it all up. Make sure you use some gloves with this because it's ready cooked meat. When you dealing with ready cooked meat and you're making a salad or something, you should always wear your gloves. Got my new camera person here. He's good to have a cameraman. That way you can don't be fumbling around and speeds up your video. As you can see right here how I'm chopping up the breast, I go across the grain. The reason I go across the grain because it kind of loosens the meat better when you're doing your chicken salad. Almost done with this. And then I'm going to get my ingredients out that I told you about, that I showed you earlier, called a mise en place. Mise en place is getting all your stuff, your ingredients together and setting it aside for later. That's what you call mise en place. This is a new word that you've learned today. On the last breast, remember, like I said, you don't have to do this. You can use a food processor to chop up your meat and be much quicker. Right now, this is the old way the old folks used to do. Back in the day, my mama used to do it like this. She didn't have the money to get a food processor. If there is any food processors around. So you see how doing this, chopping this up. Alright, we're pretty well finished with the chop up. You can see right here. That's my chicken. That's what's going to be our chicken salad. Old-fashioned, home-baked. Now you see how I baked that chicken. You see how I baked that chicken. You can just go ahead and not even chop it up or anything. Just have baked chicken. So you know how to do baked chicken. But anyway, be right back with my ingredients and we're going to put this stuff together. All right, my dear friends, we're back again with this old-fashioned chicken salad. Here we got the Miracle Whip, whipped dressing, and then we have the mustard. Like I said, some people want mustard, some people don't. And then we have $1,000. This is my little secret thing here, the $1,000. You don't want to put all that much in it. Now, we're going to put this over here. This is my mise en place. This is what I showed you earlier, my bell peppers and my celery and my onions. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of the old-fashioned way here. I'm going to just judge by my eyes, but you can see what I'm doing here. See how I'm adding? I just figured that's enough. That's about a cup. That's for a whole chicken. That's about a cup. We're going to see how that works out. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, we're going to go with, let me see here. Let me see. I'm going to get me a measuring spoon cup. See if I can find a measuring cup. Just hold on. I'll be right there with you. Anyway, we're going to use this. I'd say about at least a half a cup of this starting off. We'll go with about a half a cup of this. These bell peppers and celery. Pour them in there. See how that looks. I'm going to get the relish because we definitely got to have relish. Definitely got to have relish. All right, we got the relish. we're probably gonna do about 3/4 cup of your relish. We're gonna drop it in there. You can see I'm just playing it by ear, you know. I'm just throwing things in there. Now we got the Thousand Island dressing there. Gonna squirt a little bit in there like that. I think we got everything in there for right now. We're gonna check it out. Also, I want to do my see if I got that somewhere. Paprika. Yeah, we definitely got to get the paprika in there. I can find it. Anyway, let's mix this up first here. As you see how it's mixing in, we're probably going to need some more Miracle Whip, but start off with a little bit just to see how kind of texture of chicken salad you'd like. All right, let me add some more of this. It's going to need some more. I know this is just a sloppy way of doing it, but this is the old-fashioned way. They didn't have a bunch of measuring spoons back then in the day. Now right there, pretty good. We'll add a little bit of mustard, just a little bit of mustard. Let me get this water out of there. There you go. Just a little squirt of mustard. Cameron said it smells good. But as you can see, how it's warming up, that looks pretty good for me. Now I would eat it with that much salad dressing. That's pretty much about salad dressing I would do right there. Now let me just hold on just a minute. I want to find my paprika. Find my paprika. Just hold on there. I'll be right with you. Well, I can't find my paprika, but what I do, I sprinkle the paprika over top there, make it really nice and pretty. And then we're gonna be right back. I'm gonna plate this up for you. All right, my YouTubers, look at this. Finishing products. I put a little bit of found the paprika and put a little bit of paprika in it, and you can see the results. Beautiful for parties or whatever you would like, but that is your homemade chicken salad, old-fashioned. My mom gave me the recipe for this. You can see how pretty that is. So this is how you save yourself some money. Make your own chicken salad. You can do it. You can find chicken salad out there. The restaurants, you paying like $4 or $5 just for a sandwich. Look at this. This is about 5 or 6 sandwiches. But take a look at this. So hope you subscribe and like and share and comments. Want your comments. Old-fashioned chicken salad. Made simple, baked. Baked chicken, a whole baked chicken. So I'll see you in my next video.